What's up, YouTube? It's your boy AyeQ. Listen, before we get into the video, let me just say thanks to all the new subscribers. Welcome to the platform. Look, in life, you gotta set goals. And the goal for this platform is to get to 150,000 subscribers by December. So if you guys rock with the content, please take the time out right now and show a brother some love and like and subscribe. Do so for your boy right now. Go ahead. Alright, let's get into the video.
I've been married 4 times now. I've been married 4 times now.
Damn.
I'm sure people watching from the outside were like, what is this fucking girl's problem? You saw kind of a compulsive behavior. What I portrayed to the world was, oh, this didn't work out and it's fine and I'm good and they're good and they were great and I was great. And all of that was kind of bullshit.
That shit is crazy.
See, this is why I always tell you dudes, a bird always makes her way back to the streets regardless. If a chick is a bird at 15, she's gonna be a bird at 50. At some point, that bird gotta get back to the streets. It's just in her nature. It's an energy in her that she can't contain, and you can't tame that energy. That's why I tell you dudes all the time, bro. You can't save a bird. Yo, let's just take a look at this chick history. Now, this is her first boyfriend. This is the guy she's been with since high school. As you can see, they've been together for 10 years, a decade. But he was very loving, he was very supportive, and he wanted to see her fulfill her dreams of getting in the industry. That's what she always wanted. And this is why I tell you all dudes, bro, you gotta pay attention to a woman's motive. If a woman's main thing is to become a star, is to get in the industry, it's wise to leave her alone. Because women like that will do anything to get on. So right before she got her big break, she dumped her boyfriend. They were no longer together. And then her career took off.
JLo's first husband, Ohani Noah. Jen told him he was the love of her life and they would be together forever, but said, quote, that was 3 husbands and 5 engagements ago.
Sensational.
The wedding, the wedding was actually, it was very crazy. I loved the fact that, you know, that I got married because I was totally in love. I was crazy in love. And how it happens, you know, it happened in Miami, in a friend of mine's home, which he allowed me to have the wedding.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Let me tell you something.
We don't care.
He definitely tries to keep it what he calls fresh and sexy. To have somebody by your side. At first, I didn't like him at all. You know, I didn't. I thought he was like, you know, ick. I didn't like him because, you know, Sean and I were very different that way. You know, I was very like family oriented and kind of a, you know, the married type. You know, I was actually, when we first worked together on the video, I was married. Even though I was going through problems, nobody knew that, you know what I mean? And I wanted my family, and even though at that time it was not going well, you know what I mean? That was who I was. That's how I was raised.
She belongs to the streets.
And that's the thing. A bird don't like men. A bird is loyal to the game. She's loyal to the bag. Like if a bird got a passion to get in the industry, that's what she's loyal to. So any dude that she comes across that's going to benefit her career, she's going to give him some play. A bird only know how to use her body as a tool. That's how a bird get down. So that's why she said he wasn't my type. This bird ain't got a type. Understand that. A bird doesn't have a type, fellas.
Jennifer met Chris Judd on the set of her music video Love Don't Cost a Thing, and they fell hard and fast for one another. Just 7 months after her breakup with Diddy, she and Chris tied the knot in September 2001. Unfortunately, after less than a year of marriage, Jennifer filed for divorce. After their breakup, the singer shared that she and Judd didn't have what it takes to make the marriage work. She admitted, "I loved Chris, still love him. He's one of the best people. This wasn't an easy thing to walk away from," adding that the last thing she ever wanted to do was hurt him. In 2014, Judd explained that it was difficult being married to Jennifer because of her celebrity status. The lack of privacy around their relationship and the constant media storm were overwhelming and took a toll on their marriage. He admitted that he didn't feel like a normal person anymore, and even described their wedding as a circus because so many people had been trying to sneak into the ceremony. He also commented on Lopez's history of breakups, saying, "I can't give you the answer as to why her relationships don't work," adding, "When you sign up to get married, you can't just walk away."
Gosh, I just wish.
Now pay attention. A bird always gets a sucker to marry her. But when she deals with a man who knows how to bring out her true nature, she gonna be a player with that man, like how she did with Diddy. And that's what I be trying to tell y'all dudes, man. You could either be a player or you could be a sucker when it comes to these birds. Either or. But a bird will always make a sucker marry her, while she just have fun with the player.
By the time Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck got together in 2002, they'd both loved and lost a few times over. Jennifer Lopez was in the midst of her second divorce, and Ben Affleck had been single for a couple of years after his breakup from Gwyneth Paltrow. These two were everywhere. The couple named Bennifer took off pretty much straight away, and they were on the cover of every tabloid. Ben and Jen were engaged in July 2003, but alarm bells started ringing pretty much straight away because on the night that their engagement interview aired on NBC, Ben was photographed at a strip club, and about a month later, J-Lo was pictured not wearing her engagement ring. So in September 2003, the couple made an extremely last-minute decision to postpone their wedding. They released the following statement: "Due to the excessive media attention surrounding our wedding, we have decided to postpone the date. When we found ourselves seriously contemplating hiring 3 separate decoy brides at 3 different locations, we realized that something was awry." So people reported that they split up pretty much straight after they postponed their wedding, but they were photographed holidaying together at the end of 2002, so I don't know how true that is. Whatever actually happened, the official breakup wasn't announced until January 2004.
Mark and Jennifer got married in 2004 and gave birth to 2 children, Amy and Max, for years later. They divorced again in 2011.
Both Mark and I both thought at the time we'll be together for the next 40 years, until we die. And for the realization to start coming in that wasn't going to be the case was probably the biggest disappointment of my life so far.
It was also you. You were like a whole bunch of people, didn't you? But I worked on you. What? Too much talking. That's the first time I've ever heard you say too much talking.
Mark Anthony finally opened up about his shocking split from Jennifer Lopez, and it's not what anyone thought. In a surprising reveal, he said their breakup wasn't about cheating or drama, but a tough realization. It just wasn't working anymore.
What can you tell us about what went wrong in the marriage?
I'll tell you that it wasn't some sensationalistic happening.
Infidelity.
No, absolutely not. Nothing sensationalistic.
Even with all the rumors of fights and scandals, they both agreed to call it quits.
It was a flight attendant.
It was a flight attendant. It was the pilot, I heard. There was this guy sitting next to me in a rehab in Houston, and I've heard it all.
There's some ugly rumors out there.
But what was really going on behind closed doors? The real story is even crazier.
You were wondering why we broke up. Somebody with a smaller voice can touch more people than somebody with a huge voice. You're a pig.
Look, here's the thing, fellas. When a bird is ready to nest, she's going to find her a man who she thinks is going to make a good sucker. And she's going to use that man simply to have her kids with. And then after she's done having her kids, she's going to dismiss that man and return back to the streets. Recently, this one chick did that from Detroit, Cash Doll. She had her kids with dude, and then as soon as the kids came out, back to the streets. It never fails, bro. And if you pay attention, fellas, notice how after she leaves, these guys, they look drained, they look finished. That's why I be trying to tell y'all. A bird's main objective is to find a sucker and power up and return back to the streets. That's why whole time she's keeping her glow. While these dudes are looking depressed, done with. This is what I be trying to tell y'all, bro. Don't let these birds drain your energy, fam. These women, that's their main objective. They will suck the light out of you, bro.
Casper came into Jennifer's life when he started working for her as a backup dancer. It wasn't long after her second divorce that a romance blossomed between the pair. Casper was just 24 years old when he started dating Jennifer, who was 42 at the time. Despite their 18-year age gap, the couple seemed to make things work.
I'm not feeling any pressure. No. It's just we're happy where we are.
Smart shared. But in the moment, everything just clicked. We spent every day together for a year. They were together for around 5 years and had their fair share of ups and downs before officially calling it quits in 2016. Smart later blamed their large age gap for the breakup, admitting he was young and selfish. He explained, "I thought I was ready for a relationship with a woman with kids and everything." Thankfully, there was never any bad blood between them after their split. In 2017, Casper said, "Jennifer is like phenomenal. Even though people had a lot to say about Jennifer dating someone who was so much younger than her, she wasn't fazed by any of their opinions.
But
Smart man. He got in and got out. Look, fellas, if a woman who is her age chooses to date a dude who's younger, dog, she's only doing that for one reason, all right? And do your job and check out. Don't be a sucker and fall in love and don't understand your role. You're with her because she got money, she's an older chick, whatever, she's going to pay for it. Have your fun, do your job, and move around. But do not fall for the trap.
Watch. Now you're gonna be with your eyes closed, so you can feel it. Look. It's amazing, huh? Like more.
Now, this right here is just Drake checking an item off his bucket list. I mean, let's be real. A bunch of us was trying to smash J-Lo on some back in the day shit. All right? But salute to him because, like I always say, bro, have your fun and move around.
Former New York Yankee player Alex Rodriguez and Jennifer Lopez first crossed paths in 2005, but didn't become a couple until 2017. Of the day they met, A-Rod told Ellen DeGeneres, "I describe it as the luckiest day of my life." By 2019, Rodriguez popped the question while they were vacationing in the Bahamas. The two tried to make wedding plans happen, but they hit pause on those plans due to the coronavirus pandemic, as Lopez told Elle in 2021. Later, in the wake of some cheating rumors, Lopez and Rodriguez shared they departed ways. 3 months later, Lopez confirmed on Instagram she'd gotten back together with Ben Affleck.
What do you mean? My boy, you still going?
Was it love at first sight?
I was with somebody when I met him, so that thing didn't happen. I think what happened is as we worked together, we became such good friends.
So can you imagine
how it would be and feel to reflect on this album if there wasn't a happy ending.
Once we called off that wedding 20 years ago, it was the biggest heartbreak of my life. And I honestly felt like I was going to die. And it sent me on a spiral for the next 18 years where I just was, couldn't get it right.
C-A-P.
But now, 20 years later, it does have a happy ending. It has the most, would never happen in Hollywood ending. It was
Okay. Man, listen. Another one bites the dust. Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck are no more. She has officially filed for divorce from him.
Jennifer Lopez reveals the reason for divorcing Ben Affleck after 2 years of marriage. This is just sad.
You know what it
dude.
is? Have you watched it?
I just read it real
it?
quick. It's terrible, dude. So Jennifer Lopez cited irreconcilable. Oh my god,
irreconcilable.
There you go. Differences as the reason for her split from Ben Affleck after 2 years of marriage. The Marry Me singer officially filed for divorce from Affleck 52 August 20th, which just so happened to be the pair's second anniversary.
Ouch.
Jennifer said she was tired of being humiliated by Ben, and she waited until the 2-year anniversary because she wanted it to sting.
That's cold.
And then she said, but it did not sting him. He's been done for a long time, and deep down she knows this.
For every man, there's a woman. And for every dummy, there's a dummy.
Man, this woman is just out here draining this man energy. Look, the signs are always there, bro. First of all, fellas, this is why you should never take a woman back, because that energy never leaves a woman. She's going to be the same person. And the only reason why she came back to you is because she got played by the player. You see what I'm saying? Whenever a woman gets played by a player, or whenever a player be himself, a woman got to find a sucker to heal. So she was messing with Alex. Now, Alex is he a player. You see, just look at how she dealt with players and look at how she dealt with suckers. So the players in her life was who? Diddy, Drake, and Alex. She had her fun and she moved around. After she moved around, she always found a sucker to use to bounce back from. Fellas, look, man, the signs are always there. And this is how you know she's a bird, because after she came back into this man's life, drain his energy, power up, this is what she's saying now that she's back on the streets.
I know Jennifer from In Living Color. She was the fly girl and everything like that. What I'm saying? We go back. What I'm saying? I remember before the J-Lo, I remember when it was just, hey ho. I'm serious. Don't try to front on me. I'm like, hey ho. I remember before the J-Lo, it was hey ho.
Now, she's 55, by the way. 55. So I'm trying to tell y'all dudes, man, y'all can't tame these birds. She's telling y'all, bro, due to inflation, my love will now be costing a thing. Look, fellas, the signs are always there, bro. And the bottom line is this. A bird always makes her way back to the streets. Remember that.
If you haven't yet, go get you some of that merch. Y'all already know, don't feed the birds. That's what it is. We don't feed the birds over here. So if you rock with your boy, go get you some of that good merch.